Hello guys, and welcome back to the Brighton career mode here on FC24. Let's get into it. First things first, I wanted to show you guys that we have only 5 days until our first Premier League game. We are going to play Norwich away, and then we're going to play Brentford at home for sure in this episode. And then we might play the Arsenal game. We'll have to see how much time we have. The first thing I'm going to do in this episode is going to show you guys the transfer history for our club so far in this window. So as you can see, I'm just going to scroll through here and show you the guys that we have gotten rid of and the players that we have also brought in. Pedro Neto, one of the players we brought in because we did get rid of Kaoru Mitoma for 40 million, which is sad to see him go, but we brought in Pedro Neto, a very, very quality replacement for him. As you can see, Undav went for about 10 million as well. We also brought in Valentin Barco from PSG, originally from Boca Juniors, for 7 million as well. So we've had two players come in, Valentin Barco and Pedro Neto. We also got rid of Adam Webster as well. Him and Mitoma make up most of the money that we got for transfers so far. I'm going to show you guys the transfer hub as well, show you who we're looking into bringing in and who we have also added to the short list as well recently. A couple of comments that were left. We got Jarell Hato from Ajax originally, now at Frankfurt. And then Callum Doyle, originally from Leicester, now at Union Berlin. Looking to possibly bringing them in. We'll see what their overall is, but I already have my eye on a couple of other center backs as well. This is the short list. I'm going to kind of just run through it real quick. If you want to stop it and see who we have in there, or if you want to go check out the last episode, please be sure to do that as well. These are the players that we have on the short list for now. One position we really need a new player in is center back. The 5 that I have listed here, Bisic, Diamande, Chust, Coco, and Hiroki Ito are the players that we are looking into bringing as of right now. Potentially Hato and potentially Doyle as well. I just don't know if they're going to be high enough overall to actually bring them in. Adam Webster is gone, so we need someone to go into that spot. Igor and Bornau could go into that spot over Lewis Dunk as well, but we'll just have to see how that plays out. I at least want to bring in one more anyways. And I think I've decided to narrow down my list of center backs even more, so I'm not really interested in Victor Chust. I just don't really see him being a very key part of this team for very long, so we're going to go ahead and remove him. Diamande, I'm questionable about, but I'm going to leave him for now. I am going to get rid of Janarel Bisic here. He's 6'5", which is great. He's going to be a good aerial threat for whoever brings him in, but his actual defending stats just weren't good enough for me. The two that I'm most interested in is Hiroki Ito and Saul Coco. They're both 25, so they're getting up there in age a little bit. They're not going to improve off of their overall too much, which is a little concerning. What I love the most about Saul Coco is his pace. He has 89 sprint speed and 82 acceleration versus 85 and 81 for Hiroki Ito, but I think Ito's defending stats and his passing stats and just everything in general are a little bit better. As you can see, Coco pretty much doesn't have great passing at all. His defending stats are decent, but I think Ito's just better overall player. Left back, we have Luka Netz and Ridvan Yilmaz from Rangers. We are only going to bring them in if Estepinian leaves. If we get an offer for Estepinian that I feel like we can't turn down, then we will bring in one of these players. More than likely, we're going to bring in Yilmaz. I think he's a little bit better than Netz at this point in his career. And then in midfield, we have quite a few options. Some of them a little bit more intriguing than others. The two CDMs I'm not too intrigued by for now. Vermeer and I do want to bring in, but I just don't know if his pace is what I'm looking for in midfield. Pace is everything in FIFA, and right now he just doesn't have it. Even though he is a young, promising player, he is at Everton, and I just don't know if it'd be realistic for Everton to give him up in this situation. So I'm really looking at these center mids down here. We got Medina, Hatate, Fabricio Diaz, Matt O'Reilly, and Andy Diouf. The one I'm leaning towards the most right now is Andy Diouf. I did check. Lons is only in the Europa League, so it wouldn't be too unrealistic for him to come to us. Matt O'Reilly and Rio Hatate are very intriguing, don't get me wrong. Rio Hatate, the only thing that concerns me is his height. And then Matt O'Reilly, the only thing that concerns me is his pace, only at 70. Rio Tate is very good, but he's also going to cost around 30 million, and I just don't know if that's worth it for a 26-year-old center midfielder right now. Christian Medina would be an excellent signing. He's again going to cost around 30 million. But since we brought in someone that was originally from Boca Juniors in Valentin Barco, I kind of don't want to go after another Boca Juniors player, but we'll see. Right now, my two options that I'm really leaning towards are Andy Diouf and Fabricio Diaz. Fabricio Diaz at Chelsea, he is like their 5th option in the central midfield position, so he's likely not going to get a lot of playing time there. But Andy Diouf, man, there's just something about him that is really intriguing to me. His stats are just absolutely incredible. He has 70 or above on all of his physical stats, and then a lot of his technical stats are really, really good as well. I think right now it's going to be between him and Fabricio Diaz for me. In the left mid position, we already brought in Pedro Neto, but I've thought about moving him over to the right side and playing him in that right mid position, and then bringing in someone else in that left mid position as well. I know we have Adingra, and Adingra would probably get the start most of the time, but I'm thinking about bringing in Bino Gittins over Nusa. I'm going to go ahead and remove Nusa. If I do bring in a left midfielder, more than likely it's going to be Jamie Bino Gittins, and I think at some point he would also surpass Adingra. So he is kind of the option I'm looking towards the most. But if we leave Pedro Neto on the left side, we have Nuamua and we have Ilyas over on the right side, as well as a true right midfielder up here in Ezequiel Zeballos. Again, he's from Boca Juniors, so I kind of really don't want to bring him in at the current moment. But these other options are very, very good as well, especially Nuamua. I mean, he has insane pace. And then in terms of striker, at some point in the video, we will likely be getting rid of Evan Ferguson. As long as he goes to a big club, we are probably going to let him go. And once we let him go, we are going to bring in another striker. Obviously, João Pedro is very good, and I want to use him as much as possible. But I also think that a 75 overall striker at this point in this career mode is not what we need at top, up at the top. Evan Ferguson's up to a 76 now, so if we end up keeping him, he's going to continue to grow. He's still only 19 years old, but I'm thinking about bringing in Benjamin Sesko or Mateus Cunha. I'm leaning towards Sesko just because he is younger and still has a lot more room to improve. His pace, his shooting, his dribbling, everything is great, and he's 6'4", which is just an insane aerial threat that we could have. Mateus Cunha, though, better technical stats everywhere along the lines, and he can play in multiple positions. He can play in that cam. He can play in the left midfield position, but I'm leaning towards Benjamin Sesko just because of the fact that he is 21 and he's a little bit taller. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys kind of what my thought process is, what we are on the transfer hub with the short list, and then where we're at with some of our players as well in terms of what we're going to be doing, selling them and keeping them, whoever we're going to keep, whoever we're going to sell, and things like that. One thing I did not do last episode was transfer list Jakob Moder, but I believe that I'm going to try to get rid of him. I just don't see him being part of our future anymore. In the central midfield position as of right now, we still have Billy Gilmore, who is technically a CDM, but he plays in that center mid position. We still have Pascal Gross. We still have Mahmoud Dahoud. Gross and Dahoud are probably going to be the starters for the start of the season, but depending on who we bring in, we might change that up. Alzate is going to be going, and Moder, I think I'm going to get rid of him as well. I just don't see him getting into this team very much anymore, especially because we have Carlos Baleba, and I still want to use him. He is only 20 years old, 72 overall. If we need to loan him out at some point, we can, but I want to keep him in this team as kind of a backup for that position. And then Solly March, I have gone ahead and transfer listed him as well. I just don't think he's going to be the player that we want to keep for our future in the right mid position. If we get an offer for him that makes sense, I will let him go, and then I will probably either try to bring in Jamie Bino Gittins or Nuamua or one of those players. We'll just have to see how that goes, but as for right now, I'm going to try to get rid of him so that we can just kind of move on, start fresh in the wing positions with Pedro Neto and then whoever else we bring in. And then up top in the striker position, obviously, like I said, Evan Ferguson is transfer listed. We will sell him to a big club. If a club comes in that's not a big club, like last episode, Claremont Foot came in for him. I'm not going to sell him to that type of club, but I am going to sell him if a big club comes in for him. I saw some comments about Evan Ferguson, saw some comments just about the career mode in general and some other things in the career mode. So thank you guys for leaving those comments. Please be sure to leave more comments about any suggestions you have, any more tips you have for the career mode itself. But yeah, so Evan Ferguson, we're going to try to get rid of him if we can, not because we want to, but because I just think realistically it would make sense. We also have Abdallah Sima. We have him loan listed right now. We got a transfer offer for him. I will let him leave if he wants to on transfer, or if he wants to leave out on loan, we'll try to do that as well, but we will be keeping João Pedro. The only other player that may be leaving is Purvis Estepinian. If a big club comes in for him, like I said, then we will let him go if we can get, the right amount of money for him. And then we will bring in a replacement, which will likely be Yilmaz from Rangers. So yeah, let's go ahead and advance a couple more days, see if anything else comes through. We have a transfer offer from Benfica for Evan Ferguson. I don't think that's a move that he would want to make. I don't think he would want to go to Portugal, so we're going to reject that move. And we have a transfer offer in for Evan Ferguson from Fulham. We won't be selling him to Fulham. And we are now just 2 days before our first game of the season against Norwich. I just don't think I'm going to go after any of these other center backs. Diamande would probably be the smartest move. Man, it's a tough decision. Maybe I'll go after Diamande. I really got to make a decision here. I don't think I'm going to go after Coco. He's a fantastic player. I'm going to go ahead and remove him just because I'm not going to go after him for now. And I really got to make a decision between Ito and Diamande. Man, it's tough because Ito's got the speed. He's got the acceleration. He's got the physicals that I'm looking for. But Diamande is only 20 years old, so he's going to improve a lot over these next couple of years. I think I've convinced myself. I think I'm going to go after Diamande. He's younger. It's going to make more sense. He's going to cost about 24, 25 million maybe is what we can get him for. Ito would cost a lot less, around 15 to 17, but I just don't know if it makes sense. So we're going to go after Diamande here completely, and I'll give you 25 million and see if they go for that. They want 26.8. I know we're being stingy. We're going to go in with 26 just to see if they'll meet us halfway, and they do. 26 million for Diamande. The contract has gone through. Diamande, welcome to the squad and welcome to Brighton and Hove Albion. Ousmane Diamande, 26 million. That's honestly, I would consider that a steal. Only 20 years old, very, very high potential, 77 overall. I think he's going to fit into this squad very, very nicely. And I think that takes care of our center back situation for now. I'm going to take off Ito off the short list just because he is no longer needed there. We're going to keep scouting Joro Hato and Callum Doyle just to see what their overalls are. And Wolves have actually come in for Solly March, want to offer us a swap deal with Mario Lemina. We're definitely not interested in the exchange player at all. He would also be taking a step down into the championship, which I don't think is a move that would be realistic for Solly March at this point in his career. So we are going to go ahead and reject that offer and see if another club comes in for him. And we are now to match day against Norwich. So we are going to go ahead and get into this game. The first thing we need to do is play this game, but obviously right after that, we need to make a decision on who we want to bring in central midfield. All that being said, let's get into this game against Norwich. This is the lineup they're going with. This is who we're rocking with, so this is going to be the squad that we go with. Hopefully we'll get a win here at Carrow Road. All right, boys, first game of the year. Let's get into it, and let's get a massive win and a massive 3 points to start off this season. Smith Rowe looking out here to Solly March early on in this game. Let's see if we can get March involved. We got Pascal Gross looking inside. Gonna look for Evan Ferguson, trying to cut it back to him, but that will go out for a Brighton corner. All right, Smith Rowe swinging this corner in. We have Lewis Dunk up for a header, unable to get to it, or unable to get it in the back of the net, but the keeper palms that one out, and Evan Ferguson finds himself on the end of it, and we take an early 1-0 lead. Cross comes in from Smith Rowe. The keeper did not do very well at all. Ferguson knocks that in off the keeper, but I believe that will count as a Ferguson goal, since it was going in. Early 1-0 lead here against Norwich. Oh man, what a terrible, terrible goal that was. There's not even much to say about that one. I mean, it's not what I was trying to do at all. I was not trying to kick it back to our center back with a cross. I was trying to go across the field to our right back, but nothing we can really do about that one. And that is just a terrible decision by me and a terrible, terrible mistake by me. Solly March out here in a good spot, trying to get a through pass to Lamptey. Lamptey gets a hold of it. Smith Rowe with the shot and puts it wide of the post. I mean, I guess we're a little rusty. So far, we have had a couple of chances, not been able to put them in the back of the net. We got the own goal earlier off of the Ferguson deflection, or the deflection to Ferguson, and then obviously the goal we gave up was not very good. So yeah, just feeling a little bit rusty, I guess. Dahoud inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe looking for a through pass to Pedro Neto. Can we get a goal on his first day? He cannot get a goal on his debut, and that one is cleared away. Dahoud inside to Smith Rowe. Not a lot of options yet. Smith Rowe finds a pass to Neto. Neto finds a pass back inside to Smith Rowe. We're going to cut this one inside to Evan Ferguson. Try to go for a shot, but we are dispossessed yet again. Pedro Neto with a lot of room down this wing. He's going to look for this pass to Evan Ferguson. We're going to look back inside to Smith Rowe. Tries to find Pascal Gross, but the pass is intercepted yet again, and we just cannot find a way through Norwich's defense as of right now. Norwich pushing down this right wing with Fastnut. He finds a pass into Van Buren. Verbruggen makes the save, and Norwich are keeping in this game for right now. They do have a corner here. It looks like they might take it short. They do not. They take it long. Van Buren gets his head to it, but Verbruggen collects that ball. A great header, but we are able to get away. Pedro Neto looking inside for Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe finds a pass to Evan Ferguson. Is he onside? It does look like he was, but the pass or the shot is very, very poor, and we can't get past them yet again. Norwich pushing forward here. They're in the box. Try to get a pass inside, but Igor does very well to intercept that one. And the referee is going to blow his whistle for halftime. 1-1 at the break. Not a very good game at all for either side so far. A lucky goal for us and a lucky goal for them. Solly March with a great tackle to start off the half. We're going to look inside to Smith Rowe, who's going to look back to Solly March. Do we have a pass inside to Evan Ferguson? Unfortunately, we do not. That was on March's right foot, and Norwich are going to get away yet again. Norwich pushing down this left wing. Do they have a pass inside? They do not. That cross is very poor, and we're going to be able to get away with that one. Excellent pass from Norwich inside to Stacey. Does he have an option? He does not. He does not find one at least. And Igor makes an excellent challenge to get that one away. Pedro Neto sees the run of Evan Ferguson. Does he have the pace to get around the defense? It does not seem that he does. Norwich from the edge of the box have a shot. It does find a way to its target, but Verbruggen collects that one easily. Solly March looking across field for Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto able to get around the defense. We're going to look inside for Evan Ferguson, who goes for an extra pass, and we probably should have just shot that there. We do retain possession of the ball. And Solly March finds Smith Rowe, who finds Neto yet again. We're going to go for a shot this time. Long does well to save it. Oh, very, very lucky for them not to concede a goal there. And now Norwich are on the break. We are caught out. Not a lot of players back, but Igor has done well to make that tackle, and he has had a fantastic game. Keeping the press on them very nicely. Evan Ferguson win that ball. Yes, sir, he does. Pedro Neto now with it. He's going to find a pass into Gross. He's going to look for Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe makes a nice turn. Finds the ball to Neto, who shoots it, and it goes right at Long. But luckily, the rebound falls right at Neto's feet. And then we take a 2-1 lead here with about 5 minutes left to play. Smith Rowe with a nice pass into our debut man, Mr. 22 million himself, Pedro Neto from Wolves. The first shot wasn't great. Long did well to save it, but the rebound falls right back to Pedro Neto. And we will gladly take that 2-1 lead. 90 minutes are gone now, and we are going to make some substitution. Only 1 minute of added time, so these substitutions aren't going to get a lot of playing time, but we are going to bring in Valentin Barco to make his first appearance for the squad. And it looks like he is going to get a touch here and make a pass, and then likely the referee will blow his whistle for full time. And there it is. Referee blows his whistle for full time. We'll take a 2-1 win here on the road against Norwich City. But luckily for us, we find ourselves with 3 points, and Pedro Neto finds himself with a debut goal. We are honestly very lucky to come away from that game with 3 points. I'm glad you guys did not have to see all of that because, man, it was not a great game. But we do have some emails here. I see that Moder has got a transfer offer. West Ham have come in for him. I'm actually not too mad about him going to West Ham. They are only offering 7.1. We're going to ask for a little bit more. And as long as we can get 8.5 million, we'll be okay with that. And then unfortunately here, I see there's been some interest in Ridvan Yilmaz from Crystal Palace. If we end up losing Estepinian to a transfer offer, Yilmaz was going to be my first option, so hopefully he does not go. And now Borussia Dortmund have interest for Jamie Bino Gittins. I don't want him to go either because Solly March might be leaving. We have a transfer offer here for him from Inter Milan for 18.4 million. I don't know if that's a club he would actually go to in real life, but I'm not mad about him going there, so I'm going to go ahead and negotiate this and see how much we can get. We asked for 21 million and they said they're going to give us 21 million. So it's looking like Solly March will be leaving Brighton and Hove Albion in this transfer window. We are going to go ahead and go after Jamie Bino Gittins now that that transfer offer has gone through. And we offered them 10 million and they are okay with this. So we're going to go ahead and negotiate a contract with Jamie Bino Gittins, and hopefully we'll be able to bring him in. I'm sure we will be able to. We're bringing him in for only 10 million, which I think is an absolute steal for a player of his quality. He is going to start off behind Simon Adingra in that left midfield spot. We're going to give Adingra the starts from now on, more than likely. And now that Solly March is leaving, Pedro Neto is going to be replacing him on that right wing since his preferred foot is left foot. So we're going to start him on that right wing from now on, and hopefully that will work out well for us. In just a couple more days here until our game against Brentford, we're going to be seeing some action happen with the squad here. Looks like Ed Turns has made his move to Sheffield United. Let's go ahead and look at the emails and see what else we have going on. Fully agreed sale for West Ham for Jakob Moder. We're going to go ahead and accept that, and as soon as that goes through, we will be bringing in a new central midfielder. I'm likely going to go after Andy Diouf, but I'm still making a decision between him and Fabricio Diaz. And there it is, guys. Solly March has officially made his move to Inter Milan. 21 million in our pockets, which is nice to see, but it is sad to see Solly March leaving. He has been a great player for Brighton, but just not a great player in this career mode. I just couldn't really get behind keeping him for another season. But we have now made it to match day with Brentford, so we're going to go ahead and get into this game. This is the lineup they are going with. Danny Welbeck, our former player, is starting up top for them. So hopefully we don't see him scoring any goals against us. But this is the squad we are going to go with. So we got a Adingra out on the left, Neto on the right. And we're also going to give a start to Ousmane Diomande in that right center back position over Lewis Dunk and get him his debut. So let's go ahead and get into this game. And unfortunately, I did not check the color of the jerseys before the game. So this is what we're going to have to rock with. Unfortunately, the jerseys are close. I can still tell the difference. Maybe I can't. We're looking for the wrong pass. But hopefully it doesn't bode over too badly for us. We have Simon Adingra down this wing now, looking for a pass inside. We don't really have anybody. We're trying to get it across to Pedro Neto, but unfortunately that one's going to be cleared away. João Pedro looking over the top for Adingra. Is he going to be able to get there? He is. A heavy touch, but the keeper doesn't come out for it, and we take a 1-0 lead again early on in this game, just like last game. João Pedro with an excellent pass over the top for Adingra. That touch right there I thought was a little bit too heavy, but the keeper didn't come out for it and was not able to make the save either. What a goal and what a toe poke from Adingra for his first goal of the season. Maybe he will stay in that left mid spot as the starter. They're just passing it around right now. They don't have any options. We're going to go for the tackle. We can't make it. They're just passing it back and forth. Welbeck inside to Brearley. Brearley finds a shot into the bottom left corner. What a finish that was. Man, I mean, Welbeck with the assist against his former club. Pass inside to Brearley. I did not think he had a lot of room to shoot that one, but he found the bottom left corner very, very nicely there. Pedro Neto pushing forward, finds a pass inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe has a lane to shoot. Shoots it, trying to go far post, but David Raya makes the save out for a Brighton corner. And Pascal Gross swinging this one in, looking towards the back post. Estepinian was almost onto it. Burley is able to clear that one away, and Mbeumo is now going to be able to push down this wing. We're going to try to bring Igor over to get in front of him and stop him from progressing forward, and we do, and Igor gets the tackle in. An excellent pass from Brentford midfield over to Mbeumo. Mbeumo cuts inside, finds Danny Welbeck, goes for a shot, but Igor is in the way to make the block. Igor has been playing out of his mind in the past couple games. Brentford here swinging this corner in. Can we get it away? We cannot. Welbeck finds himself on the end of it, but the header is very poor, and Verbruggen collects. Adingra makes the tackle on the Brentford defender. Does he have options to cross it into? Not really. He tries to cross it in, and that one's going to be intercepted and kicked away. Dahoud inside to Smith Rowe. Not a bad effort. Smith Rowe looking for a pass into João Pedro. I believe that was a handball. We're going to find this one out to Neto. He's going to try to cut inside. Not able to get to it. We keep the possession of the ball momentarily. Down on the baseline, or the touch line. That one's going to be out for a goal, or for a corner, actually. Pascal Gross swinging in this one again. João Pedro trying to get on the end of it. Can't. Brierly is able to get to it and is able to clear it away. And the referee's going to blow his whistle for halftime. Another 1-1 draw as of now at halftime, just like last game. Unfortunately for us, we have just not been playing very well so far in these first two games. We need to step it up in the second half. Danny Welbeck pushing forward here, passes out to Reg. The cross is very, very poor, and Verbruggen collects that one. Brierly now with the ball. Pascal Gross goes for a tackle. Lewis Potter tries to get a shot away, but Diamande is there to get in the way of that, and we are away. 53 minutes gone here. I haven't been impressed with Mahmoud Dahoud here in midfield, so I'm going to get on Billy Gilmore and see if he can make a difference. Adingra looking for the overlapping run of Estepinian. He's going to look inside for João Pedro, who has a little bit of room to make a turn. He does nicely. João Pedro shoots it past the keeper, holds off the defender, and finds the back of the net. Brighton lead 2-1 here at home against Brentford. Estepinian with a nice pass inside to João Pedro, a nice turn to get around the defender, and did well to hold off the other defender as well, and get that one past David Raya into that bottom left corner, or bottom right corner, depending on how you're looking at it, I guess. That's a 2-1 lead. Hopefully we can hold on to that for the rest of this game. A turnover in midfield leads to this break. Danny Welbeck out to Lewis Potter, back inside to Welbeck, but Diamande steps in, and he is playing very, very well on his debut. A little over 75 minutes gone here now. We're going to get João Pedro off for Evan Ferguson, Emil Smith-Rowe off for Enciso, and we're going to be bringing on Jamie Bino-Gittens for the final 15 minutes of the game as well, to hopefully see him make an impact on this game in his debut. A bad touch for Jamie Bino-Gittens produces a turnover in his first possession of his career in Brighton, but luckily for us, we are able to get that one away. Julio Enciso in midfield with a load of space. We're going to look for a pass over here to Jamie Bino-Gittens. A little bit of a heavy touch. Evan Ferguson finds himself in the middle of the box, and that one goes way, way wide of the post, and it was basically an open net. Oh, that has got to go in the back of the net. It just has to. Pedro Neto looking inside for Enciso. I was trying to find Evan Ferguson out there, but it's not going to matter. The referee is going to blow his whistle. That is going to be full time, and that is going to be another 2-1 win. This time here at home at the Amex Stadium for Brighton and Hove Albion. I wouldn't say either of those games have been pretty, but so far we are third place in the Premier League. There are still some teams left to play, but we are one of 3 teams to win both of our games so far. Looking at the emails, it does look like Abdallah Sima has agreed to join Boca Juniors for 1 year, so we will see him next year. Hopefully he grows an overall, and then we can sell him later on, because I'm more than likely not going to end up using him at all in this career mode. And we now have a week left until transfer deadline day. Right after that, we have a game against Arsenal at the Emirates. So we're going to go ahead and sim through this week. Let's see if we can get some transfer offers in and see who we're going to bring in close to transfer deadline day. It's looking like Abdallah Sima has made his move to Boca Juniors, and it's looking like Jakob Moder has made his move to West Ham for $8.7 million. That frees up a spot in the team for us to bring in a central midfielder, and Fulham are in for Steven Alzate for $7.2 million. We're going to ask for just a little bit more, not quite $13 million. We'll ask for $9 million. Let's go ahead and look at our central midfield options in our transfer hub that we have in our short list. So yeah, like I said earlier, CDM, not really looking to bring in a CDM with no pace just for now. So we're going to get rid of Ezekiel Fernandez. We're also going to get rid of Vermeeren. I would love to bring him in because in real life it looks like Brighton might bring him in, and he is a great player. I just don't know if he's going to fit perfectly into this team like how I want him to. and he already made a move to Everton in the Premier League, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of him just because they will likely be using him in that spot. So that's going to leave us with these 5 midfielders right here. I'm going to take away Christian Medina from Boca Juniors. We already brought in Valentin Barco, and although he was from PSG in the game, he is from Boca Juniors, so I'm just not gonna look to bring him in. With where we're at right now, we want to bring in a little bit younger talent, not a 26-year-old that's, already into his prime. Same thing with Matt O'Reilly. I mean, he is 23 years old, so that's still pretty young, but just not the player I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and remove him and Hatate. We're going to look at Fabricio Diaz and Andy Diouf, and we're going to make a decision. And Andy Diouf is a left footer, which we don't have a left footer in our midfield as of right now. Everyone's right footed. So that could be an interesting thing that we look at as well. It's looking like we're just going to have to make a decision. As of right now, I'm leaning towards Andy Diouf, even though Fabricio Diaz might be realistic. I just think personally for me, Andy Diouf is going to be the one that we're going to move towards. They're asking for 18 million, which I am happy to do. I'm not even going to argue with them on that one or try to negotiate. Andy Diouf is going to be a Brighton player, more than likely, for 18.4 million. And we are requesting a wage of 30,000 for him. He's going to rebuttal that with 37,500 and a couple of signing bonuses as well. We're going to accept that. That's fine with us. The contract is going to get signed. Andy Diouf is going to be a Brighton and Hove Albion player, and only for the low price of 18.4 million. I believe that is going to be a fantastic signing, and he is very, very soon going to be taking over Pascal Gross's spot in the midfield. Pascal Gross is retiring this year, and is going to start regressing in overall very, very soon. He is only a 78 overall, so we're bringing in Andy Diouf, and he is going to be our future central midfielder, hopefully. We're going to be able to get 9 million for Steven Alzate, so we will gladly accept that. Tom McGill, hopefully we'll see him gone as well. And Steven Alzate has officially left for 9 million to Fulham, and we have actually made it to transfer deadline day as of right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at these scout reports. Jorel Hato, 18 years old, 71 overall. I would definitely be interested in bringing him in if we could loan him back out. And Callum Doyle, 20 years old, 73 overall. Very, very solid player as well. Out of the two, I would lean towards Jorel Hato over Callum Doyle, but Callum Doyle is an Englishman, so it would make more sense if we brought him back to England from Union Berlin. But I would want to loan him back out, so maybe we'll hold off until the January transfer window to think about bringing either of those players in. So yeah, I'm not really too bothered about bringing in anybody else, I think, for this window, unless somebody else leaves, because it looks like we have backups in every single position. At least one backup in every single position, so I am good with this team for now. But let's go ahead and advance the hours and see if we get any offers in for anybody and see if anybody's going to be leaving the squad. And we are now pushing down to 3 hours left in the transfer window. It's looking like we are not going to be making any moves the rest of the window. There are no offers coming in for any of our players. And with 1 hour left, Sassuolo comes in with an offer for Evan Ferguson, but that wouldn't be realistic. He would not go to that squad. We're going to reject that. It wouldn't go through anyways because there's only 1 hour left. So let's go ahead and advance the last hour. Let's first look at our club, and I'll show you guys all the transfers that went through. I'm not going to talk about every single one of them, but I will just scroll through them all. Obviously, we brought in Diouf. Sully March went out for 21 million. We brought in Bino Gittins. We brought in Diamande for 26 million as well. Webster out for 18.5 million. Neto in for 22 million. Matoma out for 40. Undav out for 9.8. And Valentin Barco in for 7 million. So yeah, we brought in 5 players. We got rid of a little bit more than 15 players, but some of them on loan and then some of them obviously transfers. So yeah, we still have a pretty full squad. Our squad hub is looking like this as of right now. We still have 39 players. Some players I was unable to get rid of in terms of transfers, like Steele and a few other players as well. But yeah, this will be the squad we have. I'm going to go ahead and scroll through it. Still a very, very strong squad. I'm definitely not unhappy about this squad at all. I'm very hopeful for the future with this squad. We obviously need some improvement with the players we brought in. None of them were too high of an overall. Mostly, 75 to 78 overall, somewhere in there. It's looking very bright. A lot of young players in now, and I'm very, very excited for the future for this team. And yeah, so the last thing we're going to do in this episode is get into this game against Arsenal. We are going to finish off this game. They are sitting on 0 points through 2 games. They have actually lost both of their games so far by a total of 6-2. I'm sure they will have a much better time playing against us in this game, but we are sitting in 6th place as of right now. We still haven't played our 3rd game like everyone else has, so if we win our game, we will still be in the top 3 with Chelsea and Spurs, and if we lose, we'll probably stay the same. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this game. Let's see what lineup they're going to be rocking with. They have Tyrese John Jules up top, along with Aziz in midfield, and Okonkwo in goal. I am not sure what's going on with their squad, unless they have gotten rid of a lot of players. Ramsdale is still there. Gabby Jesus is still there. Martin Odegaard is still there. Kai Havertz still there. Declan Rice. Everybody looks like they're still there for the most part. Definitely not sure what's going on. They have Timber, Gabriel. I don't see a Ben White, so it looks like Ben White's gone. Looks like Zinchenko's gone. This is a very, very interesting lineup that Arsenal are going with in this game. We are going to go with our strongest lineup. Very intrigued by what Arsenal's doing here with their lineup, but let's go ahead and get into this game. And already early on in this game, Nusar Mazraoui is going to be given a yellow card for a very terrible tackle on Simon Adingra. We're going to go short with this one to Dahoud. Look inside for Pedro Neto. I see a run from someone there. Smith Rowe is going to end up with it. He's going to look over the top for Neto, unable to get it to him. Estepinian finds himself with the ball. Adingra. Back to Estepinian. Mazraoui does well to disrupt Estepinian. We're going to look inside for Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe against his former club takes a shot, but that one will go out for a Brighton corner. And Smith Rowe will now swing this one in, looking for Lewis Dunk. Lewis Dunk gets to it, but his header is over the bar. Trossard out to Saka. Saka's going to go for a shot, for Bruggen is able to get to it. Luckily, he is able to palm that one out, and it will go out for a Arsenal corner. Arsenal are going to take this one short. Saka to Trossard. Trossard looking inside, finds John Jules. Very interesting that he is making an appearance in this game. They get a shot away with, I believe, Jakub Girior, but that is going to go out for another corner. Looks like they may take this one short again. They're actually going to go long. Igor is there. Smith Rowe, unable to handle that one very well. Arsenal are passing it very nicely, but we are going to be able to dispossess them. Pascal Gross finds the overlapping run from Tariq Lamptey. I don't see a pass just yet. I do see one now to Evan Ferguson. We're going to go for a shot to the near post, but Okonkwo makes the save. Pascal Gross swinging this corner in. Dunk again is able to find the header, but again it goes over the bar. Trossard finds a pass over here to Mazraoui. Mazraoui looking inside, back inside for Miguel Aziz, who finds Bukayo Saka, finds John Jules, but Lewis Dunk is an incredible defender, honestly. I don't know why I was thinking about getting rid of him. He's just very, very slow. Evan Ferguson out here to Adingra. We're going to have to look back inside for someone. Actually, we're going to find an overlapping run from Estepinian. Who's going to find... not who I was looking for. Evan Ferguson, though, able to get up to it. Is he able to get it to it again? He is not. Nuno Tavares pushing down this left wing. I don't think he's ever going to find himself in an Arsenal jersey ever again in real life. And he might not after that cross in this game either. Saka inside to Aziz, inside to Jorginho, out here to John Jules. Is he able to get past Igor? He is not. We make another excellent tackle. We're going to try to get this one away. Luckily for us, the referee blows his whistle because that was a ball to Saka with Trossard in the middle of the penalty box. But luckily for us, yes, the referee blows a whistle. Not a great half for either team. Very even half, but wasn't fun to watch and wasn't really that fun to play either. But let's go ahead and get into the second half. Pedro Neto looking inside for Emile Smith Rowe, and Emile Smith Rowe scores against his former club. The Arsenal defense just broke wide open, and we may be finding ourselves with our third win of the season in 3 games. Pedro Neto found himself in midfield in some open space, and Smith Rowe was able to get in behind the defense and basically to an open net. I feel kind of bad because I don't know why Arsenal are playing so many players that are not their normal starters. I mean, Martin Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Gabriel, Jurrien Timber. I mean, there's so many players missing from their lineup that I'm just not sure why they're not playing. But nonetheless, Emile Smith Rowe finds a goal, and we find ourselves with a 1-0 lead here after about 55 minutes. John Jules on this left wing now. Lewis Dunk is not in a good position. I don't like to see him outside of the penalty box on defense. Jorginho looking inside for someone, but that is going to deflect off of him and out for a Brighton goal kick. And here, just a little bit after 60 minutes, we are going to make a 3-man substitution. We're going to be bringing on Sebastian Bornau for Lewis Dunk, João Pedro for Evan Ferguson, and Jamie Bino Gittins for Adingra. Martin Odegaard and Gabby Jesus have come on for Arsenal. They have they find a pass down here to Bukayo Saka. Saka's going to look back from Mazraoui. Finds a pass back into Saka. We go for a tackle. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty and a yellow card, luckily. I thought we got the ball there, but Saka may have just put his foot in the way right at the last second. Let's see the replay here. Can't really see much there. I mean, it looks like I got the ball, but I just shouldn't be going down to the ground on that one. And Bukayo Saka is going to be stepping up for the penalty here. Let's see which way he's going to go. For Bruggen, we're going to go left. He goes right, and he goes into the back of the net. And this game is tied at 1. Neto inside to Dahoud, who finds Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is able to get around the defender. Can we find a pass inside to João Pedro? We can. And the shot is just not good enough from João Pedro. We maybe should have left Evan Ferguson on. And just after that, we are gonna make 2 substitutions. We have 2 left to make. Valentin Barco on for Estepinian. And Andy Diouf is making his appearance, first appearance for the club, his debut, in place of Pascal Gross here at the Emirates. Martin Odegaard in the box for Arsenal, pushing forward, finds a pass back to Nuno Tavares. Tavares goes for the shot, and we go down 2-1. Nuno Tavares is not the player that I picked to win the game for Arsenal here against Brighton, but he may be the player that did it. Jamie Bino Gittins using his pace to get around the defenders. He needs some help. Mazraoui does well and dispossesses us, and there's only a few minutes left in this game. Valentin Barco pushing forward here. We have a pass across into Andy Diouf. He was unable to get to it. There is 4 minutes of added time, but we need to get a tackle in here. And we cannot find one. Jorginho down the left wing. Is he going to pass it inside? It doesn't look like he is. He finds Gabby Jesus. We make a tackle with Diouf. Can we push forward? Referee, please do not blow your whistle. We are just going to push straight down this wing with Neto. And the referee blows his whistle, and we cannot progress forward downfield, and we were going to lose this game 2-1. And that is obviously not the result we wanted to see. We easily could have gotten a draw out of that game, easily could have gotten a win. We gave away a penalty, and then Nuno Tavares, of all players, scores the winner. Emile Smith Rowe did score against his former club, which was nice to see for us, at least, maybe not for them. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Maybe a bit of a longer one with all the transfer business and with the 3 games as well. We do find ourselves sitting in 7th place through these first 3 games. A 2-1 win, a 2-1 win, and then a 2-1 loss to start off the season. Not too bad. The only loss being to a top 6 club in Arsenal. So I am definitely not mad with the start we've had to this season, and especially with so many changes in the lineup. Things could be a lot worse than they are. They have gone pretty good so far. It seems like we are gelling as a team pretty well. So this team is looking very, very good. We have a lot of depth. We have a lot of quality players that are going to be growing, and a lot of young players that are going to be growing in overall very, very nicely. So yeah, next episode, it's looking like we're going to be able to get into this game against Liverpool, an away game against Fulham, and a home game against Burnley. There might be other games that pop up as well. If not, we will already be into the month of October, but we'll see how it goes. Please be sure to like the video. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you've made it this far in the video and you are subscribed to the channel, you might as well just hit that subscribe button. I'm not sure what you're doing because you are a true fan of the career mode. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all your support. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.